karma. In case you don't know that. But after all that, then you see the light ships flying around the planet, flying into their damn cruise ships, burning their ass up on the ocean, making the planes fall out of the sky. Everything I told you was going to happen. You see it manifested. And you idiots still didn't buy that green light. And it's already burning up the damn forest right now. And it's only July. Just creeping into August. Now you got August, September, October, and November. October and November is the big seasons for this type of shit. And here we is 4 months ahead of schedule with huge fires. And all you idiots that lives out there in the areas where those fires are at, that made a living for yourselves from infesting the whole world with your criminality and your organized crime. And you sit up on government boards and everything. You know I've been warning you that I've been sent here to repair this planet and get rid of this organized crime. So what do? You try to do everything you can to make me not be successful. I know the people of this city is the ones that's been helping me, and not a large amount of it, just a few, but sufficient where I could get by. I haven't become homeless. But see, the thing what you don't understand is that I didn't come to this planet to be a part of your workforce. I came to this planet to destroy the corruption that you have built around depriving people and forcing people to kiss your ass to be allowed to be on your workforce. And you murdered these women. And I brought the spiritual essence that created these women, and the spiritual essence that these women returned to after you destroyed them has come with me with a vengeance and privileged right to kill your ass. So all you white people out there that's listening to me and you do not buy your green light, I want you to understand something. See this lady right here? She's going to come and get your fucking ass. And she's bringing all her sisters. And they all fly those spaceships. And they all have control of the elements on this planet. Just like you guys set everybody up in sectors where when you ready to put us in those concentration camps, you think you're going to send your stormtroopers in there and load us all up in those trucks and ride us there and kill us, right? Bullshit. You know why? Because these ladies right here, they're going to always be walking around reading your mind before you even think about doing some shit like that. And every time you think you're going to do some shit like that, your bitch ass going to get cancer and run your ass right to the hospital. And the next person that comes in line after you and know that you just got cancer and went to the hospital and they know what you was thinking about doing because now they got to think about doing it. Guess what? The bed next to that bitch is yours. Know that. And then if that ain't enough, we got all kinds of other shit for your ass.
Had set up the political structures for the Europeans who could not even read or write. These Africans were introducing their Masonic science to the Europeans, who thought the planet was flat, and anyone who said differently was murdered by the savage church, who bore the biggest army.
Those bastards were lying. See, they were already in an attitude of going around to take over the world, so they had to start implementing ignorance on everybody right then. They knew damn well that the world was not flat, okay? Because they were getting information from the space travelers who came here to assist them and gave them the fool idea of taking over the whole planet. They did it real slow but sure. But these were smart, wise, melanated people who did this shit. They had got invited to become crooks and criminals by the same invading forces that's on the earth right now manipulating the European governments. The black people were the ones who got in cahoots with them first and then taught all the information to the Europeans who double-crossed them later and killed their ass and pushed them out of the business and just took straight up total control of everything under the instructions of these evil invaders who is still in effect with them now, giving them information on how to try to climb their way out of their inevitable judgment hall that they're coming to see my father soon, real soon. Some of you listening to me right now be dead tonight. But my point being that you are not going to beat all this melanin. It's too much melanin, and melanin is what you have pissed off. And melanin is coming to make all the crooked streets be straight. You better get your green light.
The envy and jealousy of the Zionists of all of the gold and precious stones the African possessed exploded this jealousy into the dominating.
Not only were they jealous of our riches, look at all this gold and these diamonds and these sapphires and these rubies and the beautiful women, the beautiful educated women that we had that were so fine and so smart and so beautiful, and light glowed from them. they glowed and they glittered because they were pure. They were not eating meat, and they were not letting 5 or 6 men skeet all up inside of them, because they knew how valuable their vaginas were, and they knew the power that was inside of that, because they had not been brainwashed to worship some dead-ass white man. They knew the center of everything was their vaginas, and they walked around proud to be women, and they were proud to know that the sunlight could enhance them with universal brilliance. And so this is what they did all day. They were not busy trying to suck somebody off or have a man take them in their ass and have them uncontrolled promiscuity. They were not about that. They knew they were goddesses, and they conducted themselves that way. And that's the reason why the sun were blessing them excessively, because they had sun-like knowledge raging through their heads. Now we have European comic books in their Bible, in their school systems, in their stagnated jobs, in their nothing but war, in their deprivation and discarding and kicking to the curb of their own mothers, sisters, and daughters. So don't you act like I have a problem when I tell you I don't want these motherfuckers controlling me and putting limitations on what my brilliant brain can become on this earth, because they are locked down at 33 degrees. And then when you start telling them that, they got to nerve to act like you're supposed to be upset because now they don't want to be your friend anymore. Well, guess what? I don't need a friend like you. Anytime somebody is not going to do anything but put stone blocks around my neck and push me in the ocean, why the hell would you see me trying to beeline to be around your ass all the time? The truth about the matter is, I know as soon as you guys are off the earth and your attitudes are gone and taken away from you, these beautiful women can return to this earth. And then I have some sufficient people that I can commune with and have conversations with. I'm so sick of talking to people that smoking cigarettes all the damn time and on their way to Wendy's. And when you're trying to talk to them, that tell them, you know, you're contaminating the world by eating that shit, because all you're going to do is have another child that you're going to let eat the same shit. And that's going to keep these power structures alive that's building all the concentration camps to kill us because of our ignorance. And you can't tell them that, because now they're going to get mad at you and go tell somebody how odd and fucked up you are, because you're trying to be a god and you're trying to wake them up and say, you know, you shouldn't let other people feed you, and let alone you shouldn't let them feed your children, because you never have these riches. And be this productive with your life. And not that it's based on materialism. This draping of gold was to encompass yourself with the universal energy of sunlight that came to earth and manifested itself into a metal that was conducive when on your body to push sunlight energies through you. So the more of it you wore, the more you was able to capture and contain sunlight energy. That's what this was all about. They're not going to tell you that, though. You see, the diamonds and the stones and everything is part of the earth. It's just another, if you will, wrapping of another essence of spiritual containment, spiritual advancement, spiritual enhancement. All through these metals and these diamonds, they all can store power inside of them. These people knew that. The Europeans came and just didn't see nothing but wealth. Would kill this lady, cut her head off, snatch all this shit off her ass, leave her dying body there, and run to the next person and do that. Barbarians. That's why you see Detroit destroyed the way it is, because they're still using those freaking practices to keep their asses in the seat of control, as well as homosexuality, which is the biggest decaying factor contributed by their nationalism to the planet Earth. It is decay at the core. And all these soldiers and these policemen that you see running around out there, big tough men with all those guns, most of them sticking into each other. And it's a damn shame, but it's true.
And controlling factor of that species, wanting to possess this gold and these precious stones for themselves.
And the women.
While they were still wallowing in a culture of the original shape-shifting aliens, such as Henry Kissinger, Newt Gingrich, and along with a host of thousands of others of the Hebrew Rothschild family side.
And that's the reason why I say they knew that the earth was flat. I mean, that the earth was round. And they also knew that the earth rotated around the sun, and not that the sun rotated around the earth. But see, they taught us all that shit in their schools because they wanted us to be ignorant about how our universe works. And that's the reason why they shut down the true dynamics of the woman having the ability to spiral life out of her as her and the man spirals life into her. And they knew that. And they also knew that the sunlight could spiral life into that woman. Also, as you can see, it's a representation of the light, the sun is above both of their heads, showing us that we were very aware of where our true sustaining effort, our true sustaining essence came from, which was the sun, which is the green light spectrum of the sun that mostly goes unseen. But now that the pineal glands are opened up in everyone and we're moving back into the photon belt, you're going to be able to activate more hidden dormant energies that's inside of you than you would want to understand. That's the reason why some of you people right now is walking around and you think about somebody, and then the next thing you know, 1 hour later, they show up on the bus with you or something. This is the energy that we're using with our minds now. You better watch how you, as a melanated person, think about people that make you mad. Because you could think bad about them and it will trigger something inside of your own genetics that will take your energy away and bring it out into the world to make that bad thought that you thought about that person try to manifest. If this person does not have some type of supreme type of energy protecting it from all these bad thoughts we could have, that person could be susceptible to some bad shit happening on them, like a big ass green truck being dropped by the goddess Bastet right on top of that motorcycle riding ass. So you white people have messed up really bad because the shit that you've done to us as a nation of people, it makes us as a whole nation of people walk around this planet wishing that you fuckers were not on here. And that's the reason why you guys are dying at such a fast rate. 20 firemen, 100 people in that train crash in Spain the other day. All the people dying in all these house fires over Portland and Oregon. We averaging about a house fire a week now with a death inside of it. And I warned you all that we was coming to that. But you guys want your Jesus and your privilege to keep murdering us all over the planet. But you know what? I hate to be the one who tells you this, but we got a whole bunch of these beautiful melanated women flying around this earth right now. And men. But mostly it's the women, because see, they birthed the men, and we know that. But the thing is this. They have been commissioned by the universe to come here and eradicate this planet of the cancerous virus. Okay, you guys are carcinogenic to everything on the earth. And these people, these women with their sons and their fathers and their uncles and their brothers have come here with constellations of planets and starships to kill you European degenerates is what you are, because you have degenerated all of your melanin and you're not doing anything to get it back, which means you are purposely making it be eradicated out of your existence. This is causing you guys to be a serious threat to the whole ecosystem of the entire universe, and the entire universe has deemed it necessary to eradicate you guys off the planet due to the fact that you do not want to grow spiritually. You are too busy trying to grow materially, and this is causing a serious damaging effect to everything. And for that, you guys have to go. It's just that simple. You won't change. You wouldn't even buy the green light when you have all these constellations of planets and starships around you saying, buy this green light or we're going to kill your asses. You are so arrogant and so stuck on your whiteness and so stupid that you didn't buy it. So it's your funeral.
Thousands more on the Rockefeller Aryan side. While the Africans were attempting to civilize the savage human flesh-eating and blood-drinking reptilian humanoids of the royal families of Europe, the shape-shifting Hebrews in the Americas were investing their funds into the designing and constructing of slave ships that were to
Did you hear that? We said
civilize the savage human flesh-eating and blood-drinking reptilian humanoids of the royal families of Europe.
See, now I'm going to tell you something. I want you to understand something. This is bronze or brass, all right? This is a very precious metal. It's not that ceramic clay shit that you see the European Romans always have.